Right.
Assalamu alaikum and hello there. And
Walaikum salam.
today we have brother Safdar. Uh, and can you introduce yourself, your background and so forth, and who you're related to and so forth?
Well, my name's Safdar Hussain. I've lived in Halifax for nearly 60 years.
MashaAllah.
Um, I worked in the community. I worked for Cultural Council for 20 odd years. Background, I'm an engineer by trade. Then now I run my own business. Uh, that's it, really.
Yeah, I mean another background. Yeah, he is also relative of Dr. Musharraf from
Yeah,
Nottingham.
Dr. Sharaf is my cousin.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
I'm
Najabat.
related to Arif and Najabat Hussain.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Najabat.
We worked in the community for a long time as a youth worker.
Yeah.
And also, I was the chairman of the British Muslim Association, who used to run the early daycare center. And I was also a founder member of the Nishaman Housing Association.
MashaAllah, Nishaman, MashaAllah, that's good. So
Yes.
let's get down to the nitty gritty of the political situation today and in the up and coming local elections. Although there is only one seat, but there's a lot of noise in our community, especially in the Park Ward and several Skircoat Ward. So just want to hear your views on the candidates within Park Ward, because we believe that, or we heard that your honorable wife was standing for independent, and Alhamdulillah, she pulled out for that from the independent candidacy, and Halifax Voice would want to commemorate her on being honest on that front. So because you come from a background where political participation is known within your family, what's your views on the
Well,
candidates within Park Ward?
to be honest, we're not actively involved in politics. I think most of our work is about voluntary work. The reason we got involved into independent was the because what's happened over the Palestine situation with Labour Party.
Yeah.
We felt that Labour Party had not done justice to Palestinian cause. So most of the people who were, or in my family, or people I knew who were Labour member had resigned because of Labour's stance on Palestinian issue. And to be honest, that's why my wife was encouraged by a lot of people to stand as independent.
We will talk about
But although
yeah, was your wife part of the Labour Party before that? Yeah.
she was part of the, I think she'd been part of Labour Party for about 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
She was a member for about just over 6 months.
So
And then she resigned as a Labour member when the Palestinian situation arose.
sorry,
And then she stood for or decided to stand for independent.
yeah, sorry about that. For people who don't know, brother Safdar's wife, she is Baji Parveen.
Yes.
Yeah, and just a question. I mean, I should really ask her, but unfortunately, she's ill today. So why did she join Labour Party 6 months ago? 6 months ago, why was she later in life? Why did she join? What was the reason for her joining the Labour Party?
I think she joined the Labour Party because I think she was the people she was associated with, people like Suraya and Jenny and them, or the committee she was involved in. They encouraged us to join the Labour Party, and she just thought it was the best option to where she might be able to do something for the community and raise a voice.
Yeah.
But when the situation with the Palestinian came along, she felt that this wasn't the Labour Party, or she didn't want to be part of the party, which was not
Responsible for
probably.
genocide.
Yeah. Well, yes, yes.
Safdar,
I didn't want to use that word, but yes,
you're just
I
like my
agree with.
cousin. You're just like my cousin, your
Yes,
best friend, yeah, Shafiq,
yes,
yeah. But anyway,
yes,
good job that you told us about this. That she's been involved with Jenny Lane and so forth, and inshallah, we
yes,
would like to get an insight of her
yes,
involvement with Jenny, with political participation, because obviously she's one of the elder in the community, and she can bring a wealth of experience and knowledge to
yes,
further the political arena within Park Ward, especially when we need women in our community to come forward
yes.
and even take this administrative role of being a councillor. Yeah.
Mm.
So let's talk about your views on the candidates within Park Ward.
Well, to be honest, I personally feel the the candidates we have now in Park Ward, there are three candidates, and Sadia, she used to work with me at the council. I know her well. I know Saber, and I know uh, what's the third one? The
Shakir.
Shakir.
Yeah.
I used to play cricket with him, and to be honest, Shakir has jumped boats a few times in order to get. I don't know what his motives are. To be honest, he was a conservative, then he became an independent, then he's become part of Galloway's uh, party. Now, I don't mind who, to be honest, who gets in, as long as it's not Labour.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would encourage our community to vote for Saber or even for Shakir. I don't mind, as long as they don't vote for Labour.
Yeah. So
And
I'll
I think our community needs to take a stand now that we have in the past long time we supported Labour, and Labour has not done justice to our support and our Palestinian cause.
Mashallah. Mashallah. Now, both of them, Shakir and Saber. Now, we had an interview yesterday with Bradford Voice, Halifax Independent Initiative, and
Yes,
they all are united, and they're saying that Saber has been around the Labour Party for 20 years, i.e., sleeping with the
yes,
enemy, and Shakir
yes,
has been always fighting against Labour, although he's been with Conservative, which are basically two different cheeks of the same backside. Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah. But
yeah,
but the difference between the two is one person has always been fighting against Labour. The other
yes.
person has always been with Labour. So based on
Labour.
that, I mean, who would you vouch for?
I mean, I don't know much history, but I know Sagar from young days when I used to teach him at mosque. To be honest, if you go that far back in 1980s,
Yeah.
when he's a young lad,
Can you remember
about
me as well?
11-year-old,
Yeah.
10, 11-year-old, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know his involvement with the Labour Party, how much he was involved, whether he was or not. But all I know that he knows he's well involved with the people who were involved with the Labour Party in the past. He's friendly with them. So obviously he will have some connection. But if if it means if I had a choice between both of them, it really wouldn't bother me if either one of them got it.
Yeah, but the question now is we're fighting against Labour now. Now,
Yes,
if you're saying that choose between Sabur and Shakir, then again splitting the vote there, So I think at this stage we need. I mean, it's only a day before the election. We need to be united on this front. So, from your opinion,
Well, I think if I were to go for, because Shakir as a obviously Shakir has a past record as well. He has been a councillor once before, and also he's got most of the a large community in probably Park Ward are probably related to him, or they know each other, and they will probably support him because of I think because it's become a Galloway situation where Galloway has won in Rochdale, and people are trying to find ways where we can have a voice, and I think that might be a good platform, to be honest. And I would, if I was pushed, I would probably, yes, I would probably support Shaka on that basis.
mashallah, that's good. Now, I know me and you are not living in the Park Ward. We're living in the Skircoat Ward. So,
Yes,
from Skircoat, who would you advise to vote for? We got the Labour, Lib Dem, and Conservatives, and the Green. And it's always Labour has had a majority here. So they've got 2,000 plus votes every elections every year. And Lib Dem, as I think Conservatives come second, and then it's Lib Dem and the Greens. So who would you vote for in this vote?
I think maybe there's a good chance now. This because of the situation with Labour and Conservative, there might be a good chance that Lib Dem might get in, and I would encourage most our community, Pakistani community, to vote for Lib Dem. If the
Is that in? Is
if
that
I had a choice,
make, make
I
it
would choose Lib Dem over Green. To be honest,
Lib Dem or Green in the Skircoat?
Green. Yes,
Skircoat.
yes,
Okay. So, in terms of, if you look at it, I mean, the way I see it is Labour, we need to punish Labour. So,
yes,
anything other than Labour and Conservative, we need to vote that in our vote. Just to send
yes,
a message to Labour that even if their votes are reduced by, let's say, 200, 300, 400, yeah,
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 yes,
we want to give them a message that you are becoming weak. Even if they win, yeah, we just need to
yes,
give that message to Labour that you are becoming weak.
yes.
So what?
And I think even if they win, the message needs to be given that how many probably people haven't voted for them, and then also that in a general election things can be different.
Yeah. So general elections are
Yes,
coming in about
yes,
6 months' time.
yes.
What do you think we should be doing as a
Well, I think we should be trying to find a candidate, an independent candidate, a really a credible candidate for our community, really.
is it the
Even if it means taking votes away from Labour,
yeah? So who would
there's a
you
good chance, that
who would
we
you
could.
recommend? And I mean, I'll give you a bit of figures. Previous general election, I think Labour has been winning over like 2 to 4,000 votes. And remember,
Yes,
a lot of these votes have the Park Ward has been the votes in Park wards have been uh, enabling the Labour Party to win at the
mm,
election in Halifax Town Ward. Now,
yes,
we know the reality is that we know that uh, whoever uh, whoever represents the Muslim independent or any independent, they're going to lose. But if we rally behind them, we're going to take about 5,000 votes away from Labour, and
Labour, yes,
yeah, and that is going to damage the Labour, and uh, even they will inshallah lose if we are united under
yes,
this candidate. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because their majority, they win because of Park Ward, because
Yes.
the people within Park Ward, they rally against Labour, they rally for
Yes.
Labour against Conservative. So we don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I don't care if Conservative wins, because we know what Conservative is all about. We know that
Yes.
they're the one who's they're quite clear, but we don't know about Labour. They're very hypocritical. They've got two faces. They're two faced basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they were with the Muslims, but then they against the Muslims. So
Yeah.
within our community, Safdar, who do you think will be the ideal candidate to go for the general election in October? Just
To be honest, I personally thought, listen, I know, I thought, what's his name? Who was the um,
which
Labour candidate? Who was the Labour council last time? Faisal, right? I personally thought he had a good chance to be a MP for our community. To be honest,
yes,
at one stage,
agree with you.
and I wanted him to, but because of his circumstances, whether he's going to be eligible or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to see him stand as and I would have encouraged him to stand as a MP candidate, and I think he would have got a lot of votes in our ward.
Yeah.
Whether he would have won or not, it's a different issue. But I think he would have got a lot of support.
But even if you put any Asian Muslim there, we'll be able to take a lot of Labour votes away from them.
Yes.
Independent.
Yes.
So Shak.
I know Mahmood. I know Councillor Mahmood.
Yeah.
In our last meeting, he said if anybody doesn't stand as candidate, if we don't find any candidate or independent or MP, he would stand in order to get the votes of Labour.
So for Safdar, what we need to do is we need to come. I mean, all of you boys, the experience need to come on Halifax Voice, and we'll arrange a meeting. We'll have a shout out like we did in the Masjid, through Halifax Independent Initiative to select our candidate and then rally with him or her against Labour. So maybe you can come on board and take that project, because there's only a few of us at the moment, and it's very, very difficult and time consuming to work on the Halifax Voice. We need more members to come on, volunteers to come on, and alhamdulillah, we've expanded into other areas as well. So we've got the Blackburn Voice as well now, and we're going to get Burnley Voice soon. We've set up the Bradford Voice. So it's slowly is gonna expand.
I mean, you might need to we've got a small community in North. You need to target them as well, don't you?
If you have any contacts, inshallah.
I think we know somebody in Todd Moran.
Yeah.
It might be that. I'll pass you his number. It might be.
No, Safdar, you need to take the lead in this project. You understand? And I know you're busy. Everyone's busy. But I know.
If I can give you time, if we, time, finance, if I can help, we will help, right?
Yeah, it's all volunteering.
And if I can, I will, inshallah. But if you want me to take a leading role, that's not. I can't. I haven't got that sort of time. But I will come and support whoever.
You can advise. So let's talk about 2026. Because 2026 is a major date for us, May 2026, because all 3 seats within Park Ward will be up for grabs. So where do you see?
All right.
Yeah, so there's going to be another local election in 2026 where all 3 seats within Park Wards will be contested for. So what do you think our future should be within our community? What advice can you give us?
Well, I think we should build on this independent voice and trying to get more people involved. Whichever, I mean, I think you need to use more they need to take a bit more active role, to be honest. They need to understand that politics is part of our religion, right? Part of our deen.
Mm.
It's not, they shouldn't look at the English style where they're saying, oh, politics is not to do with religion. No, we are Muslims and politics is part of our religion.
MashaAllah.
Because if you see, our Prophet was a leader.
Mm.
He, in a sense, was a politician in that sense. And he, led all the community. If it wasn't to do, if a religion was totally different, why would he be having all these, um, wars and all these where he went to against the kufr? Yes.
Yeah.
So therefore, we need to understand that religion and politics for Muslims is the same. One and the only thing,
Just
the
on that
same.
point of
They're no
yeah,
different.
just on that point, Safdar,
Yeah.
as by being a Muslim, our duty is to
Yes.
enjoin good and forbid evil. So this is political action. Yeah, any action that
Yes.
involves enjoining good and forbidding evil is an action of a statesman. So every Muslim,
Yes.
every Muslim should be a statesman. And that's the bottom line of
Yes.
politics, is looking after the affairs of the community that you live in. So if there is
Yeah.
someone dropping a litter, or someone disturbing someone, it becomes our duty to stop it with our hands, talk
Of
against
course.
it, or hate it in the heart. So that is a political
Yes.
action. So you're
Yes.
absolutely right. In terms of the young generation, obviously we're getting old. Obviously, when I was going to school, you were my liaison officer. Can you remember that? So the
Yes, I can
yeah,
remember. Yes.
and we're getting on now. Yeah, I'm in my
Yes.
late 40s and so forth. What would you give? What message would you give to our young generation? Because we we're the second generation, and it's been 20 years since
Yeah.
I've been to Pakistan. My children will never go to Pakistan. Their children won't go to Pakistan. We're
No.
here to stay. We're British. We're here to
Yes.
stay. So, what message would you give to our young generation in terms of political participation and general?
I personally think our young people, right, they need to get themselves organized somewhere and get involved with community involvement somewhere along the line. Because they do shout, and they will come and say things, and that in that other way, but they need to be part of the organization.
Yeah,
Either if we mean getting more involved in mosques, there's 3, 4, 5, 6 mosques in the community, and getting involved in there with their activities, rather than not being part of it. The work is going to be here all the time. People have to work for a living. That's fine, but helping your community and the people in need is part of a Muslim's
yes,
duty. And young people are quite now. Where when we were working, we didn't have that sort of money. Now young people have, they're quite well off, and they need to get more involved and probably create these groups and help them financially, people who are in need, and also get involved with mosques. And why can't you have a independent voice or voice involved from mosque as a politics groups which come from mosques, and then that's what they need to do rather than not being part of anything. So they need
inshallah,
to be more
inshallah,
active.
Halifax voice will enable to do this, inshallah. And
Inshallah,
we
inshallah.
need the support of elders like yourself to come on this platform and move forward, inshallah.
Yes. We can only encourage you, support you, guide you, help you financially if you need it, and
Yes.
that's what we can do.
And it's like yourself of the and it's your cousin
Yes.
Najabat. They need to come as an
Yes.
advisory figures to advise,
Yes. Yes.
because there's
We can, Inshallah,
I
yes.
think that's about it, really. Jazakallah khair, Safdar
Okay.
Bhai, for attending this interview. I
Thanks for
will,
your time. Thank you for
yeah,
your effort. Yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
I mean, to tell